Hello, my name is Brandon Farr, and I'd like to introduce Goodfinity. We're here for one specific purpose, and that's to help your charity thrive. We connect donors' hearts to the charities because you're already doing great work. And we're going to describe a couple of the ways that we do that, primarily through impact reporting. It's personalized to your donor. It's way more effective than a tax receipt or a drip campaign or all the things you might be doing, because it actually lets the human being, the heart behind the wallet, see the real impact they're having in your charity. And that clear message of value and impact keeps donors engaged, which is the point. Because when donors are engaged, charities thrive. When charities thrive, amazing things happen in our community. We want you to stop losing your donors. Don't transactionalize your donors. I come to this conversation as a donor. What we know is that when people feel squeezed and they feel like they're just being used as a commodity, a transaction line item, they end up distancing from the charity. Double check that your mail-out campaigns and your brochures aren't just constantly asking for a little bit more money and constantly navigating people to click more and sign up for $10 a month, $15 a month. If that's all the messaging that's coming from your digital tools, and there's an absence of gratitude, there's an absence of satisfaction, you're going to start to frustrate your donors because their heart's going to go, oh, they don't want me. They just want my wallet. And the challenge for so many charities is that there are so many charities and they're doing great work in the community. So what's going to set your charity apart is how you treat the people who are funding your mission. The approach we take is that we personalize gratitude rather than confine and constrict and pressure for payment. And what we've seen is that when donors feel appreciated, it's one, you gave them something back, and then they receive a sense of satisfaction, they stay connected and engaged. And we're more likely to choose the charity that provides them satisfaction than the charity that's perpetually just hounding them for more money. Gratitude, appreciation, and satisfaction. If all you're offering your donors, if all you're offering is a tax receipt, it's not good enough. I'm not trying to say you're not working very hard in your mission, doing the work you're doing in the community. But what I'm saying is your donors are also working very hard for the dollars they're earning and the surplus, because it's from their surplus that they're able to give. And for them to choose you, a lot went into that too. Generating the cash, the choice to give. There's lots of options for where to give. So that gift comes through the door. Gratitude is thank you very much. That classic, and this is often the person at the counter. I don't know if it's a receptionist or the volunteer that receives the check. Thank you very much. That's a great place to start because it's received warmly. And I can tell you that's about as far as most charities. I'm thinking in my mind about the checks that Rachel and I have dropped off. My wife, we have a rhythm of donating. And it's often met with gratitude and wow, and occasionally moves to appreciation. Like, would you like a tour? Okay, cool. And those are fantastic. And that's the kind of like human response. Thank you for the generous gift. That's wonderful. And sometimes people are trying to automate that step when a donation comes in, especially via digital means. You can raise funds digitally now, and then you'll send an automated email that says, thank you for generous donation. The hook is, would you consider donating $15 a month? If I made a $1,000 donation to this particular charity that I wanted to support, and as soon as I clicked the payment, submitted, credit card, authorized, approved, I got an email. An email was, thank you very much for your generous donation, Mr. Farr. And then the body of the email was, would you consider supporting us monthly, either $5, $10, or $15 a month? And I got to tell you, I was heartbroken. I was so frustrated. And I'm like, you missed. As a donor, I felt like what I had given, and I'm letting you know behind the scenes, there was an absence of connection to me as a donor. $1,000 gift, you want 15 more? Like, I could see if I had donated $20 and you're like, hey, would you consider $20 more monthly? I could see that, but there there's nothing inspiring that donor to say, yes, sure, I'll stay with you for the long term. You don't have to look for other donors. I'll partner with you for a lifetime. There's nothing in that, the way that that relationship is handled, to inspire future donations. So how are you going to change that? That's the question. Software doesn't automatically do that. You need to orient your people and your process to go, hey, gratitude and appreciation needs to be sincere, it needs to be personalized, and it needs to be directed in context to the donor that gave. Anyways, that's some honest feedback on what it's like to be on this side of that drip campaign. But the point is satisfaction, and this is where I really want charities to get to, because when you can connect your donor to satisfaction, now you have them engaged for the long term. And satisfaction means what happened? Like, was it worth it? This is the key question that I want you to understand from your donor's perspective is, was it worth it? I made the effort to choose to donate to you. Was it worth it? Is the question in their heart. And it's on you to show them that it was. Because you and I know that you're doing great work. You're a charity meeting some of the most important issues in our community. The community actually needs you. And when I talk to executive directors in charities, in communities, I'm often amazed. They're doing so much more than they even realize. They can't see on their website or their Facebook or any version of social media, web bulletin, annual report, and it looks like, oh, you're doing cool things. You talk to them, you're doing amazing things. So we know the good work's happening. But when your donor makes their donation, there's no sense of what they did and what you're doing. There's no connection. You need to find a way to go, your dollars did this in our organization. Tools like Goodfinity make that automated for you. We use what we call the insights engine to do an impact fingerprint so that we understand what dollars do in your organization, and then we're able to communicate that in a way that's actually meaningful. So Brandon comes by and drops $1,000 check off, and we go, Mr. Farr, this is exactly what $1,000 does in our organization. And I also want you to know that we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much. You're keeping the mission alive. Here's a direct link to your impact statement. And if you come back again, we can start to summarize the cumulative impact that you've achieved over time. And that's how you actually create lifetime engagement with donors, because the satisfaction they receive from knowing that it mattered this time and that it continues to matter cumulatively, there's nothing more satisfying. Because the good news is there's lots of donors out here. You know, I talk to charities and it's like the same thing. Donations are going down, costs are going up, demand is going up, and it's like this impossible pressure for charities. And then I talk to some charities who got this sense of satisfaction connection to their donors just dialed in, and they go, we're good. This is amazing. And it's just, there are so many donors. And I know this, I talk to donors. I got friends and colleagues in business that are donors, long-term philanthropists that way exceed my capacity at this stage. So, and the rhythms of their donations are consistent. They are giving money every year, but what's not consistent is the charities they're giving it to, because it's so often that when they give a gift, it falls into a hole. And I'm thinking very specific conversation I had just a little while ago, a gentleman that really had a vision to help a charity. And he had $150,000 he wanted to give. So he donated $10,000. Just to I'm getting to know you. Here's $10,000. Nothing happened. No thank you letter, no email, no call from anybody. What that charity didn't realize is there was $150,000 more dollars that he had intended to give. But the absence of feedback let him know that his money wasn't valued. So he went elsewhere. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst. But here's the deal. You should have phoned him and said thank you. I can tell you that's a Band-Aid. You don't get to keep a donor for the lifetime if all you're doing is saying thank you. You get to keep a donor for that moment, and there's a sense, oh, they appreciated my thing. Good. I work hard for my donations. I'm glad they appreciated it. That's the gratitude and appreciation. I like the first stop on the bus, but you need to go the extra mile. You need to find a way to connect what the donor is doing in your charity so that satisfaction keeps going. Okay, I'm gonna pause there. It's a bit of a longer one, but I mean it. I'm passionate about this because it's just, charities who get this thrive. And that's what we're here to do.